Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good day I bid to Dr. Tamili Vincent and also everyone's watching this video. First of all, my name is Muhammad Nafis Patricia bin Nasri, and I am a student in the PISMP TESOL program, August 2024, July 2028 intake. So today I am very excited to share a creative writing activity designed specifically for primary ESL pupils called Mystery Box Living Beyond. So this activity is highly effective in helping young learners develop confidence, creativity, and essential writing skills in English as a second language. In this presentation, I will walk you through the activity in detail, provide examples of pupil work, explain its benefits, explore theoretical foundations, and show how it can be adapted to diverse classroom contexts, including both traditional and digital learning environments. By the end of this presentation, you will see how this activity nurtures not only writing skills, but also critical thinking, collaboration, and self-expression in a way that is engaging and meaningful for young learners. First of all, let's take a look to the importance of creative writing for ESL learners. Creative writing is one of the most powerful ways for pupils to practice authentic language use. For primary ESL learners, writing can sometimes feel overwhelming. Many pupils struggle with vocabulary, grammar, sentence structure, and especially generating ideas for stories. When faced with a blank page, they may experience anxiety or frustration, which can hinder their learning. The mystery box activity addresses these challenges by providing pupils with a tangible, interactive, and fun starting point. A box filled with random objects such as headphones, laptops, phones, teddy bears, or even notebooks, toy cars, like keychains, or even natural items like shells and stones. These objects are not merely props. They serve as concrete stimuli that spark curiosity, imagination, and personal connection. By offering a starting point, pupils are guided to develop ideas in natural, engaging, and personal way. Next, let's take a look at the generating ideas through concrete objects. When pupils select objects from the mystery box, they begin the process of making personal meaning from the items. Okay, so they might ask questions such as, "What is this object? Who might it belong to? Or why is it important? What adventures could it be part of?" These questions encourage careful observation, critical thinking, and imaginative exploration. For example, a pupil selecting a teddy bear may imagine a story about a magical toy that helps a lost puppy find its way home. Another pupil choosing a laptop may invent a story about a digital adventure where a laptop reveals secret messages and guides the character to solve a problem. The objects can be deliberately chosen to align with curricular topics such as science, social studies, or moral values. For example, in a lesson about environmental awareness, the mystery box may include a water bottle, a plant, and a recycling bin. Pupils can then create stories highlighting sustainability, care for nature, or responsibility. Integrating curriculum relevant objects ensures that creative writing is not just an isolated activity, but is connected to broader learning objectives. Next, let's move on to the planning phase, structuring the story. After selecting objects, pupils move into the planning phase, completing a simple story planner that outlines key elements of a narrative, like character, setting, problem, and ending. This stage is crucial because it allows pupils to organize their thoughts before writing. For instance, a teacher may model a story planner using a magical teddy bear named Toby as the character, a bustling city park as the setting, the problem of losing a small puppy, and the solution of Toby finding the puppy using clever clues. Pupils can then create their own planners, such as a magical phone appearing in a classroom, needing to find its owner before the school day ends. This structured pre-writing activity has been shown to improve pupils' narrative understanding and language organization skills more effectively than simply asking pupils to write freely. During the planning stage, pupils are also encouraged to discuss their ideas in pairs or small groups. Collaborative discussions allow pupils to practice speaking skills, expand their vocabulary, and explore different perspectives. They can offer suggestions, brainstorm alternative plot twists, or co-create characters, which increases engagement and motivation. Moreover, talking about their stories helps pupils internalize the language they will use in writing, reinforcing the connection between oral and written skills. Next, let's move on to the writing the narrative. So once planning is complete, pupils move to the writing phase. They compose a short narrative, usually between maybe 50 to 80 words, incorporating the objects they selected. To support fluency, sequence, and coherence, teachers can provide sentence starters such as one day, or suddenly, or then, or maybe in the end. Like maybe for example, one pupil might write something like, one day, Toby the teddy bear found a tiny puppy crying in the park. Suddenly, Toby heard a voice calling the puppy's name. Then, Toby followed the voice and discovered the puppy's owner waiting under a tree. In the end, the puppy and its owner hugged Toby and promised to visit him every day. And another pupil, using a magical phone as an object, could write, "One day, a magical phone appeared on my desk. Suddenly, it spoke and asked me to help it find its owner. Then I looked around the classroom and noticed a student had lost their phone. In the end, I returned the magical phone and became friends with the student who promised to take care of it." These examples show that pupils are able to produce imaginative and meaningful narratives while practicing proper sentence structure, tense usage, and vocabulary. Next, let's move on to the revision and reflection part. So after writing, pupils enter the revision stage, where they review their own stories for grammar, vocabulary, clarity, and sequence. Teachers provide checklists or rubrics to guide pupils with questions such as, "Does my story make sense? Are my sentences clear? Have I included my object creatively?" So pupils are encouraged to self-edit and peer edit, reading each other's stories and giving positive feedback. This reflection and revision process develops critical thinking, autonomy, and resilience, teaching pupils that mistakes are opportunities for improvement rather than sources of discouragement. Next, let's move on to the theoretical foundations, cognitive process, and reader response theories. So let's see the connection between these two theories to the activity provided. So the mystery box activity can also be linked to cognitive process theory and reader response theory, which provide valuable insights into how pupils engage with writing. Cognitive process theory highlights the importance of planning, idea generation, drafting, revising, and editing as interconnected stages of the writing process. By scaffolding each step, from selecting objects to planning and revising, the mystery box activity mirrors the cognitive processes that support effective writing. Meanwhile, reader response theory emphasizes that meaning is co-constructed between the reader and the text. By selecting personally meaningful objects and interpreting them creatively, pupils become active participants in constructing stories, which increases engagement, ownership, and investment in their writing. The personal connection encourages deeper reflection and motivation to communicate ideas effectively. Next, let's move on to the benefits of the mystery box activity part. So, a key strength of the mystery box activity is its dual focus on creativity and language skills. Pupils simultaneously practice vocabulary, grammar, and narrative structures while engaging in imaginative storytelling. They think about characters, conflicts, and resolutions, deepening their engagement with language purposefully. Research indicates that pupils encouraged to explore creative writing strategies are more motivated and engage meaningfully with language tasks. The activity also encourages authentic engagement. Pupils select objects that hold personal significance or curiosity, creating stories based on their own interpretations. This personal connection fosters intrinsic motivation, making pupils more invested in the writing process. For example, a pupil choosing a notebook may create a story about a magical diary, while another selecting a toy car might write about a trip adventure in a faraway city. By giving pupils the freedom to choose, the activity respects diverse interests, cultural backgrounds, and learning styles, which is particularly important in Malaysian classrooms. Next, let's move on to the digital adaptations and inclusion. So, integrating digital tools further enhances the activity. Teachers can display objects on slides, allow pupils to submit stories online, and even build digital portfolios to showcase pupils' work. These tools, even these tools, facilitate collaboration, real-time feedback, and peer recognition, while also developing digital literacy skills. Pupils learn to communicate effectively in writing and interact meaningfully using modern technologies, making English learning more relevant to their lives. The mystery box activity is highly adaptable and inclusive. Teachers can modify objects to reflect different themes such as cultural heritage, school life, nature, or festivals. They can also adapt the activity for pupils with varying proficiency levels. For instance, beginners may focus on short sentences and simple structures, while advanced learners can incorporate more complex vocabulary, dialogue, and plot elements. Changing themes keeps the activity fresh, introduces new vocabulary, and ensures that pupils continually encounter different contexts and challenges. Now let's move on to the fostering reflection and growth mindset part. Finally, the activity fosters reflection and a growth mindset. Pupils are encouraged to consider what they enjoyed, what new words they used, and how planning and revision improved their stories. This approach shifts the focus from correctness to exploration, imagination, and self expression. By nurturing a growth mindset, teachers help pupils develop resilience, curiosity, and confidence in their abilities, aligning with contemporary goals in language education that value meaningful communication and learner autonomy. And finally, we have arrived at the conclusion part. In conclusion, the mystery box Living Beyond activity is an effective, versatile, and engaging tool for developing primary ESL pupils' writing skills. It combines structured guidance with opportunities for personal expression, helping pupils practice important language features while exercising creativity. By implementing this activity, teachers nurture joyful, confident, and capable writers who are motivated to express themselves in English. Pupils develop competence, creativity, and a positive attitude toward writing, ensuring that English becomes not only a subject, but also a tool for communication, imagination, and personal expression. Thank you so much for watching this presentation. I hope it inspires you to use the mystery box activity in your classrooms and helps your pupils become joyful, imaginative, and confident creative writers in English language. By adopting activities like this, we can cultivate lifelong learners who are equipped with both linguistic skills and imaginative thinking, preparing them for a future where communication and creativity are essential tools for success. That's all from me. Thank you so much for watching and see you next time.